Craig can have his mom. What's up, everybody? It's me, Craig X.
I'm Loudonio, and this expert joints live.
Yeah, it is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 92. And look, it's 4:20, 4:19, 4:20, 4:20 on all the clocks now. So light them if you got them, like we're doing here. How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you, Craig?
Chilling. How's your ride on the furry?
Typical. BC Fairs.
How's your butt?
Fine.
Looks like you
Don't
felt
run
it.
with a backpack.
Don't run with a backpack. Expert advice. Thanks for everyone who tuned in last week to watch episode 91, Brothers for Life with Brothers Grimm, as well as Danielle, Georgia, and Lindsay from the Cannabis Life Conference. Opus stopped by too. It was
He
dope.
did. He smoked a Canada. It was nice.
Dopus, what's going on? Opus 420. Make sure you check him out as well as the replay after this. This week, well, I passed her that. I'm gonna click this because we're talking to Roji Concentrates. The man himself is in the place to be. Roji's here. We're also talking to Tim McBride.
Tim's on Skype today.
Tim's back for Tim's Tales, another edition of Saltwater Sessions with our man, Saltwater Cowboy, also locally lifted. Haven't seen this segment in a while. And
I'm excited for this one.
of course,
And the news.
and
Updates.
yeah, and we're gonna talk to
Better call your mom.
Better Call Yo Mama.
Mother's Day is Sunday, guys. Call your mom.
That's right. Gonna be a good one. Looking forward to this week. Also, of course, we'll be smoking some products from Pacific Gas Co. So big old logo up there. Yes, a few of those things amongst others. Chat shoutouts. Bree S. It's okay. The Wellness Soldier. What's going on, Cody? I see Volume 2 made it in there. Borrowhead 1130 says Roji for life. That's right. Joseph knows. Thomas Joseph knows. Hey, Craig. Hey, Jen. What's going on, Christopher Reese? How you doing? Sound is good. Of course, Tice Anderson, because Andrew's back. He got off his fucking lazy ass, complaining about his fucking foot. He toughed it up. My man got his fucking pedicure finished and came on through. Anyway, shouts to Andrew for showing up. See, all you gotta do is have an audio engineer with you and suddenly everything works again. Fuck. Moving forward though, shouts to everybody. Shouts Al, what's going on? Michelle.
Cannabis Life at work. What's up, guys?
What's going on? Paula from Toronto. Usually you guys are right over here.
I miss you today.
Yes, it would have been nice to have you all in the place to be, but it's all right. We're gonna do it without you from there. Anyway, as we're talking about, let's get on with the show. The man, Roj, let us have a little bit of his own Percy. Such a good guy. Such a sharing individual, man. I love this community, man. They say a few things about the Roji OG, but in the bud cam, I already have it ready to go. If you haven't heard from it and you don't know about it, man, you might want to try some of the Roji OG. Roji Concentrates, man. We've had it on the show before, but we haven't had him on the show, so this will be good. They say little is known about this strain, familiar to the west coast of Canada, an OG phenotype from master grower Roji. OG Kush is cherished for its ability to crush stress under the weight of its heavy euphoria. It carries an earthy pine and sour lemon scent with woodsy undertones, an aroma that has become signature of OG Kush varieties and its descendants. With OG Kush, patients most commonly cite improvements in migraines, ADD, ADHD, and stress disorders, but with Roji OG, you know it's going to be of the highest quality. So now maybe we finally get the chance to dispel a few of those myths while you look at this gorgeous piece of bud here, and we have the man tell us about it himself. Ladies and gentlemen, no stranger to Pot TV, a longtime head here on the West Coast. His antics are well respected throughout the culture. From Roji Concentrates, the man himself, Roji.
Hello.
How's it going, brother?
It's going great.
Man, how you like that hype for an intro?
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Yeah, man, thank you very much. So while I roll up a nug of this Roji OG, can you tell us the story behind it? How did this come to be?
I had nothing to do with the breeding. It became available out in my neighborhood out in Maple Ridge, where I'm from, as soon as I discovered it through my friend, it became very quickly my favorite, and I decided that was the medicine for me.
I know, because you're heavy into the science, which we'll get into this, of course, here in a minute, and you really have it dialed down on some medical approach. So you grow your own or have it grown for you, or this is your...
Yes, no, I grow my own.
Yeah, okay.
Under my medical license.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what I thought. And so all of everything you've done really stems from formulations like this and the experiences along the way. I love it. Well, I'm so glad to have it here. It is a very nicely done a product, one of the finest, one of the highest in demand here. A lot of people outside of the Vancouver area, obviously the handful of us friends and shit like that who haven't had a chance to experience it won't know it, but you do it well, friend. So I do like it. Good quality medicine there. So I guess you know, and obviously it says here at Roji Concentrates is the Instagram, which you all gotta check out. But how did you go from flowers, or how did you go from getting your medicines or get into concentrates? I mean, what's the story behind the logo?
Well, I got into concentrates because, somebody came to my house one day and was like, hey, you got to try this stuff. And it was like some really horrible BHO butter. And they had like a pipe with a funny looking metal bowl on it. And they torched it red hot and they gave me a little, my first dab. And I hit the floor and laid there like I was 13 years old again. And I just knew that was going to be a thing. It was going to be a big thing. It was new, and I felt, great. And I knew, like I said, I knew it was going to be something, and I wanted to be involved.
And do you have a background in sciences or something? Like?
No, a lot of cannabis experience.
Okay.
So I guess you mean all sorts of concentrates then.
Yeah, I started at the bottom just like everyone else.
Making green oil.
We were making green oil in the
shit
90s,
same.
ISO, and making that, and then we were making bubble hash in the late 90s and early 2000s, and then I think
butane.
Butane came around probably around 2008 for me, and then didn't start getting serious about it till about 2012, and that's when I decided I would really start to learn more and started innovating some equipment and procedures, got involved in the extraction communities online and started, sharing information. And really it just kind of took off from there, and we kind of went off on our own direction. And it's just been a great journey of learning.
Well, as we were talking about in the build-up when we were waiting for the show to start, because we were actually done with a couple minutes to spare and no real panics. Andrew's here. We were talking about it. I mean, the sort of reasoning why you're doing it, and you're trying to break it down when we'll get into it. But it's to be able to really enhance the experience and custom create and tailor what you're really looking for, and that further refinement of the medicine down to this and a little that works exactly like this. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, I had a vision that the cannabis plant was going to be, that medical cannabis was going to start to be accepted, and I understood why the current medical system did not like it, and I, investigated the reasons why, and it was because of the how it varied from batch to batch, from strain to strain. From concentrate to concentrate. Doctors are medical scientists, really, and they don't like to work with question mark substances. They need things that are purified and isolated, and I just had a vision of being able to take the cannabis plant and pulling it apart into its constituents and basically building a medicine cabinet of the molecules, and then being able to reformulate them back into specific things for specific disorders or treatments.
Okay, it will go for what ails you. So I've tried lots of different other products, and the first thing that one of the first things that I had tried along the way that came out that I had heard the name and associated was some clear, but I've also heard of it as distillate, but I've heard of it as a couple different things, and seen these little, we get them all the time, these little syringes is a clear, gooey looking liquid. Can you explain sort of what that is then?
Sure, it's the isolation of the THC molecule from hash oils, where you've removed all of the usable or non-necessary molecules from the oil. We've really we use a distillation method.
Hence the calling it distillate.
Right. Hence the name distillate.
It's the same thing as clear, but one's just like a different.
No, they're all just brand names. They're all THC distillate.
They're all tissues. One's just called Kleenex.
Right.
Got it. So they're all distillates. One is just clear, but the same thing. Got you. Okay.
Right. The clear concentrate is
A brand.
It's at a friend of mine's brand in America, and I personally don't use that out of respect for them.
There you go. Well, then that's simple and straightforward there. So at least that clears that confusion up there. Now the other thing is, well, too.
Can you eat it, dab it?
Yes, it's activated THC, so it's ready to go. You can smoke it or eat it without having to pre-activate it like you would have to do with edibles from normal cannabis oil, where that's the whole cooking part of it.
You gotta
where
decarb
you
it
have to
and-
decarb it, right?
Yeah.
So distillate is decarbed by nature. So
They were a rap group in the 90s as well. Decarb by nature. That's so okay. So then we also sometimes get some like edible clear oils, and I tried to dab one of that one time, and I think it was coconut oil, and I got the wrong. So how do you tell the difference? Is there a way to, like, if you want to double check your syringe if you got a couple of them? Like I do.
well, you'll know by the viscosity of the substance inside the syringe. The THC, when it comes from us, anyways, is very hard, very, very tacky. Whereas, a coconut oil is going to be very, very loose and liquidy.
Right. Okay. So that's a good one. Plus, also, it smells like coconut oil. And this one either has no taste, or I can't really say a medicine-y taste, but it doesn't taste like coconut.
Yeah. No. There's no coconut. So.
Right. So, okay. So, I mean, I know how to make hash oil, BHO, shatter, butter, rosin, all that sort of stuff. I don't have my own gear to make live resins and all the crazy fucking cryogenics and shit like that if you want to get into it.
And
But
terpenes as well too.
yeah, or terpenes, but which we'll talk about in a minute. But how does one make distillate?
Well, we're using organic chemistry laboratory equipment, and it's pretty standard stuff, but it's used uniquely to deal with the cannabis oil. As far as organic chemistry goes, cannabis oil is a pretty dirty product in that it has a lot of other stuff in it to deal with. So we've had to, innovate some ways that we do this stuff. Nothing too crazy, and definitely there would be, small little parts of organic chemistry research that would use the same protocols and equipment. But so it's made basically by the same way you would make moonshine from a mash, which is just a big rotten pot of sugary something that's produced alcohol inside of it in a small percentage, and then you start boiling the different chemicals, molecules out of the main oil, and then you start collecting them and separating them. And,
So we see that with like people like collecting terps and shit. Like I've seen doing that, or what I thought was them dripping off. So you do a similar kind of process. It goes through there, and then you're left with like a liquid that then I guess would dry down or
So you've got a liquid. We use vacuum and heat. The vacuum helps us produce vapors, but at much lower temperatures. And so you go from a liquid to a vapor, and then condense back to a liquid,
Okay.
or a semi-solid substance.
Yeah, because that wouldn't drip very well. That stuff can get pretty thick. So.
That's right, but when it's hot, it's a liquid, right?
Oh,
So
sure.
you've got it's going from the point where it was boiled to a vapor, but then it quickly goes back to a liquid.
Yeah, and then quickly solidify again to some degree.
Yes.
I get it, which is I've got a few pictures going through of various science-related looking equipment that looks all like official and shit, including like a big old jar of goo that I pulled off the Roji _Concentrates Instagram account that you should be checking out and following. That looks delicious. It just looks like all kinds of trouble. But this is not something you whip up in your kitchen, obviously.
No.
not some homemade recipes type of.
I mean, I'm sure it's done in all sorts of situations, but it should be done in a professional setup.
And I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So, like,
100%.
without being proprietariness, if I could, like, how did you stumble across the recipe? It just doesn't seem like something
I figured it out myself. When I started deciding that I wanted to try to produce this product, there was zero information available at all in the public or privately. Nobody was doing consulting, and nobody was saying a single word about what equipment you would use or what procedures you would use. It was completely unknown. So we went off on our own and just started experimenting.
That's pretty cool, man. Necessity, the mother of invention. You want to get the direction you wanted to get to with having your vision of being able to dial in specific profiles and compounds, as you explained. I like it, man. So, plus, also, what I think is really neat is that you can also eat it. And when you do, it doesn't taste like weed. Like, it has no taste.
Yeah.
It doesn't alter the effect of the food at all.
It's been the flavors or smells have been removed.
But you could, of course, add back in some terps or something if you wanted to get part of that experience again. If you, to some degree, like
Absolutely.
dip a little bit, and do a little dab dip, right? I love it. And then, of course, yeah, we're talking about if you rolled it in any of the isolates or various terpenes, you can mix with all kinds of different experiences to get it really dialed in. I think that's cool, but what I want to know is, like, what kind of percentage is this? So if this is a THC distillate, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yes. I've seen CBD distillates, is that right
Yes.
too? Yes. Okay, whether they're made by you or not, but I've seen them in the world out there. I think Miss Envy makes a THC distillate and a CBD distillate. I think I've seen them in a package, which might be why I could be seen it, or maybe I've seen it at a shop. I haven't seen your particular ones out anywhere other than through friends of mine. I'm not sure if you're lucky enough to get it, but shit, I'm lucky enough to have the man here to explain it. So, how strong is like this? What kind of percentage THC?
About mid-90s. And it can vary from producer to producer depending on their ability to do these separations. But ours, when we've had it tested, is in the mid-90s.
Jeez. So a little dab will really do you, hence the expression.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really like the shit, man.
Showstopper.
It's right. That'll fuck you up in a minute. We should. Speaking of doing a dab of it.
Interestingly, though, it's quite boring.
Well, that's what Johnny B says, and you're not the first person who to sit in these chairs and utter those words. And I understand what Johnny says. I mean, when you smoke just pure 90-some% THC distillate, it has like really no flavor. It has really no taste. There is nothing to do with other than all of a sudden you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, there's no buzz either because the terpenes aren't there to help pass the THC into your brain.
It's just all of a sudden at some point you just sort of feel higher, I find.
Yeah, and your body feels it.
Right,
It's
but you
in
don't
your
feel
body,
it in
but
your
it's
head.
not passing into your brain to very quickly to cause that euphoria. But that's good as a medical product, in my opinion.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who don't like the rush. They don't like the room to spin and all that stuff. They're not looking for that. They're just looking for some relief, some pain relief, or whatever they need. They would like to be medicated, but they're not looking to have that, their lungs collapsing and they're coughing. And
I also find
As
that
he says, he is
just like a tiniest little bit will do.
tiniest little bit, and it's like
Let me
you have
switch
to
up.
be very careful.
Hey, let's put it on the distillate cam.
Careful.
Oh, hey.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Yikes. I do know that my mom is not super crazy about getting high.
Neither is my mom.
Right? I've been trying to picture you could do some CBD stuff. It would help with some of your condition through your body. But in some cases, if she could take this and just feel better, but not get too fucking headed off it, then that would be a really positive thing. I didn't really realize that was the case because I've always got so stoned. And for me, I'm usually doing dabs and smoking joints all at the same time. I love to integrate it. I also find when you do a dab of the distillate, like it's surprising how much is there. When I hit it on e-nail, it just keeps fucking smoking and smoking. It's like it re-expands. Like there's more than I thought it was. It always ends up being a much fatter dab than I ever thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's quite concentrated.
Yeah, you really don't. As little as you can get out, kind of, is all you really need. But yeah, make sure you squeeze gentle, because if that shit goes puking out everywhere, you'll be disappointed. Just like all you saw was camera and not Jen taking a dab, so we'll have to take another one. So you better take another one, or I should take one. What I also find is I don't cough off it nearly as much either.
No, and you don't get like that, like the sore throat.
It's the removal of the lipids, the waxes and the fats that allow for that to be this smooth. It's those are, in my opinion, what cause the harshness of pretty much all hash.
Yeah. So now you're licensing the process and the technology to make products rather than products for people and being available to.
Yes, yeah. Our company has licensed our technology to legal American businesses with legal licenses.
Well, that's cool, because there's a few legal U.S. states. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Oh. Serves you a big one there.
Thanks. Whoa. Yeah, that was good. That was a pretty good size. That's all right. So I could see this really, as I was just saying, it's smooth. I don't really cough. I don't start coughing, but hey, I was cough up that
It was a
period.
pretty big. Sorry.
It's all good. I could see that the U.S. finding this appealing. I could find countries around the world, and I could actually see that there's a lot of interest in technology behind this. The weed nerdery, if you will, is expanding at an incredible level these last 10, 15 years. Revolutions that we haven't seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because of these legal markets, you have like companies that have the ability to source, really specific technologies and put a lot of money and resources towards coming up with superior products and innovative products. That's another thing, competition and a free market really drives innovation.
Yeah.
Well, and so does demand. Like as people start to know about it, want to hear about it, and have questions, and obviously the medical side. We've done the math, and I've quoted it before: $643 million annually if 5% of the world spent $5 a day on weed, not including industrial, not including pharmaceutical. Come on, man, this is on some pharmaceutical level sort of shit. What this thing can do in the level. You saw all the machines. He had a lab coat on and everything in those pictures, man. Like that's official.
The lab, yeah.
Lab coat's official, bro.
Official.
I love it. So you didn't. Also, yeah. I'm trying to get it back. I'm almost there. And the next thing is we're talking about in this jar she's got in her hand.
Are you like terpenes? Are you starting to get into terpenes as well too?
Yeah, we isolate terpenes, and we like to make crystals as well. That's a fun thing to do.
Oh yes, the crystalline isolates and stuff like that. The stuff that looks like not like weed.
It's from the weed oil,
Right.
It's a kind of a magical part of science. Crystallization. It's kind of half art, half science.
Man, I like it. Half weed love, half weed nerd. I think that's kind of what's going on there.
Sure. Too, yeah.
I you know what? The terps are crazy. I love the smell profiles that you can get off of. The real cannabis terps, if done right, they really can smell and taste, and you can take that flavorless nothingness, put this back into it, and if you close your eyes, you may as well be smoking this. Or awful close.
Without all of the other carbon-causing molecules that we would be smoking. So in reality, it's just the good part of the cannabis, the useful. And it's a controversial issue, obviously, but in my opinion, you know, when you can just take THC and just take terpenes and like a full spectrum terpene isolation and mix them back together, you've just got the magic part of the plant, and you've left all of the non-magic stuff kind of behind. And to me, that's the cleanest way to do it, and clean is good.
Or to that effect, if you were so inclined, a CBD and terpene, or is it just the?
That's interesting, and there's not a lot of public research on CBD and terpenes.
Be more of a flavor thing, really, than at that point, as
right,
opposed to
more enjoyment factor of using it.
Well, there's a couple of people in the industry who are saying that, you know, terpenes are going to be a leading guide as far as how the industry goes and how products are made and marketed and catered towards. You know, we see with aromatherapy, we see the triggers of, and as you say, yeah, I mean, my body feels good. I feel like I'm a little high off of that, but it's a different experience when you don't have the flavor and aroma, the triggers there to flip those switches in your brain, to dumb it down as much as I can, those receptors.
Well, when it comes to, you know, terpenes and cannabinoids, the terpenes chemically, when you're smoking it anyways, allow for more THC to enter your brain faster. So that's the whole kind of thing there, why terpenes enhance the whole THC thing. And the terpier your product, the faster you're going to get high or have those very strong effects like the sweats and stuff like that. That's because it's literally, you know, increasing the amount of THC in your brain.
Oh man. Well, that's like those Cananda Enhance Effect caps that we had. We take the little, pop the little top off a cap, squirt it in the cloth kind of thing, and you sit there and it helps.
Enhance your high.
Yeah, as well. Like, they call it like almost like a little tolerance break in a.
Yeah, well, our friend John B there, when he had his surgery last year.
Johnny B.
He did a little thing where his friend brought him some terpenes, and he was in pain in the hospital, and he started sniffing different vials of terpene, and sure enough, one of them completely eliminated his pain.
Just smelling.
Very, very quickly, just smelling
Just
the
smelling weed.
aroma molecules. You know, there was no THC involved, but his body responded to
cool.
it. So there's still a lot of research to be done in this field. Aromatherapy is a thing. It's already $1 billion industry.
Right. Well, hello. And then if people want certain effects, that's controlled by the terpenes, and then if people want certain flavors, that's controlled by terpenes. Of course, we could do a whole show on terpenes, but I mean, again, fairly high level technology and machinery, extracting it down, purest forms of just, again, those flavor compounds. But you said, again, so they can change and modify along the way as they ripen, or? Sure.
No, so that's what a lot of people, whether they know it or not, are doing when they cure their pot. The terpenes in it are changing. If they freeze it, then it really stops that from happening.
Right.
And that's just, you know, freezing stops degradation. That's why we freeze food. And anything else you want to keep preserved. You know, keep it away from oxygen and you keep it cold. But if you have stuff at room temperature, the molecules start doing stuff, and they change. And the terpenes, cannabis terpenes, will change from one to the other. And like I mentioned earlier, you could do tests on the same flowers weeks apart from each other if they were left at room temperature, and the profile will change on the terpenes.
That's neat.
That's crazy.
So
Well, it's amazing the science and the shit that you've learned along the way. And what's really cool is you've been like willing, obviously, to share obviously now you're licensing the technology, but you've been willing to sort of share some of this knowledge and share some of the science. And, you know, thank you for sharing some of the products with me and, you know, some of the homies around town and shit like that. It's very, very cool. We've been happy to be your, I guess, guinea pigs for you, so you could help dial in your technology. I guess that's sort of what it's been.
Sure.
But, you know, really, it's always good to have feedback from the buddies. And also, you've got some friends in the industry, Pacific Gas Co., who we were talking about as well, too. Time to pop their logo up for a second. They do, again, small batch, little limited quantity releases of concentrates here in the lower mainland area or west coast. I don't know how far their distribution is or where all the places you can get them, but they make a really, really good set of concentrates as well, too. Something I don't really see a lot is PHO. This is, you see BHO, you see RSO, you see LMNOP, you see XYZ, PDQ.
But not a lot of PHO.
Yeah, but so okay, let's put in the PHO cam, and then you tell us what some PHO is.
Let's look at the sweet stuff.
It's the same idea as butane oil, except we're just using a different solvent that has different extraction capabilities.
And in this stuff, it looks kind of dry, sugary, crumbly. Like it looks like a more colorful butter that isn't so like washed out or creamy looking almost.
Sure.
And that's the sweet skunk that you're looking at right now.
Yeah, we're looking at the sweet skunk. Well, they say sometimes called island sweet skunk. It's a sativa strain that users enjoy for energetic effects. The flavor is mostly described as sweet skunk. Nicely written. Where tropical fruits flavors tend to lead, the often fruity aroma is linked to grapefruit, originally bred by Federation Seeds in Canada. This strain is a descendant of skunk number 1 and grows tall, straight, high-yielding plants. Some varieties of island sweet skunk have been heightened CBD content, and on and on and on and on.
I'm sorry, I have to correct that.
Good, please do. That's the whole point. Because they usually fuck it up.
Maybe the island sweet skunk was bred by somebody else, but the sweet skunk was bred by my friend Breeder Steve in the 90s.
There you go.
And it's been a cut-only plant since then, and it was his creation. I just have to mention that because
I was just gonna,
it's literally my all-time favorite strain and the one that made me fall in love with cannabis.
So what I was going to say when I came to the end of that is it's hard to find one that's just about sweet skunk. I've seen a ton of them about island sweet skunk, and I know that there is a difference because I've tasted the difference in smoking different weeds along the way myself over here.
It's because unfortunately the original Breeder Steve sweet skunk cut is kind of hoarded. When someone has it, it's not easy to get it from them. And that's against what Steve's all about. Steve would have you pass it to all of your friends if you could, and I do and will with his permission.
That's crazy, man. And some of them I'm looking at, we've got a couple different ones. We've got some barb bud, we got a few. This one seems a little gooier, a little softer. Didn't like it go quite as hard. Do they all come out a little different sometimes?
Absolutely, because of how
thing?
cannabis comes batch per batch, the ratio of terpenes to cannabinoids are different from cultivar to cultivar, batch to batch, grower to grower, and it's the ratio of terpenes to cannabinoids that create these different consistencies in the oil. And when PHO goes that what you call buttery, that's actual microcrystallization happening because of the high terpene content of the oil and the low wax content of the oil. The wax really gets in the way of crystallization from happening.
Wow. Fancy weed science
know,
right
right?
here, ladies and gentlemen. They say this one that's in here, the barb bud, and we'll see if they got this one right, or a powerful indica cross between shishkberry and Afghani that eliminates symptoms without too much mental cloudiness. It has a fruity citrus aroma with sweet undertones of bubblegum, and many patients have found barb bud to help with pain, stress, and muscle spasms.
Yeah, it's great. That's a great one.
Hey, they got one not that far off. Well, you know what? Is there a different? I think they mostly kind of look like. Oh yeah, and this one too. This is the Bruce Banner. This Bruce Banner one. This one kind of looks like Shatter. This one's kind of crazy, right? No, I don't have a they say, but you've heard me do Bruce Banner before because a few people have had Bruce Banner. We had it on Temple once as well, but yeah. So again, a completely kind of different looking process. Now we know that shatters and butters and waxes and taffies and goos and all these things are basically the same thing, sort of just refined a little different. But how did these end up being so different? Like literally, that is so crazy. Just from plant to plant, it's not a temperature thing or a switch in technique, or
no. It would all have been produced in the same equipment using the exact same techniques. It was just I guess the flowers that they're using for the oils. They have different ratios of cannabinoids to terpenes. And,
so a little wax here would make it one way, a little bit less wax, or sort of.
PHO by nature, or at least the way those guys do it, is very low in wax content. but it's generally a higher terpene content than standard BHO,
Killer.
which allows for, like I
Save
said,
this
like
for
the crystallization to happen, and that's why it rarely will stay as a shatter.
Okay.
But although, again, with refrigeration, you can cause oils to stay
Yeah.
however they are at that time, and sometimes they come out like a shatter, but a lot of the time they'll quickly change.
I could see, yeah, I know there's always a little bit of ways to manipulate things, right? And temperature and time and airs and humidities and shit can always play a little bit of game on it, but I think it's just really neat to see the differences between them, and I'm more experienced, more looking forward to experiencing the flavor differences or the taste or the kind of, see how it is different compared to the usual stuff that we get run through. I think this might be the first PHO to go through the subby.
PHO is just really good at allowing the flowers, terpenes to come through. In my opinion, propane picks up more terpenes from cannabis than butane does. And we would see that during production as well. When you would extract flowers with propane, the flowers after the extraction are odorless, whereas butane, BHO, there's still terpenes in the flowers afterwards. You can still smell. It still smells like cannabis after the extraction.
It does. Your leftover bits and your chips and your anything you've blown through still does smell like weed. So if that takes it out that completely, that must be really effective. So, Jenny?
That was delicious. Girl Scout cookies, it's one of my favorites.
Okay. Well, make one happen here. Sorry, I was just trying to move it over a little bit so we
There's
can...
some sweet skunk, man. That's the...
Yeah, okay, serve me up a sweet skunk then, bro. Make me it happen, Jenny. Bartender Jenny, gonna make that one do. You brought a number of things here. Shouts to Pacific Gas Co. If you want more information on them, check them out. Pacific_gas_CO. Pacific_gas_CO on the Instagrams. Make sure you check them out. Well, it looks like they've been learning fairly well. You know, Jenny's a little bit of a weed snob. Not terribly, but she seemed pretty impressed with that one. That looked pretty genuine. Killer. All right. Well, then the other thing I want to get into is now we've talked some of the science shit and stuff like that, all the things that have kind of come along from it. But one of the other things that we've seen on recently is a little Vice special that had you on with Damien and a lady named Laura Jane Grace. Yes?
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Damien's a new good friend of mine, and I just love seeing him when he's in town. And that particular weekend, he had Laura Jane Grace with him, and they came through my apartment, and we had some wonderful dabs and got to expose her to some really high-end oils.
Man, that's cool. And for people who aren't asking, yeah, are you going to hit some of the PHO? Because I know you don't really smoke flowers anymore, even though you kind of grow it now. I appreciate you bringing me some to roll up, but...
I'll wait till after we're done talking.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, it's going to be a bad time.
There you go. You're going to have a bad time, okay? It's all cool. So, of course, for those who don't know, Laura Jane Grace is the lead singer of a very successful group as well, too. And how did she like the fat dabs of plenty?
Interestingly, as a singer, she was very intrigued at the smoothness of the dabs, because irritation of her throat, it can be a big issue. So as opposed to smoking a bunch of big fat joints, this she thought would be maybe a nicer way of experiencing cannabis.
Well, you know, if you will, a little microdosing.
Yeah.
If you can literally do a smaller amount and get the same effect, and you're somebody who's concerned about, you know, your throat or your lungs or anything that goes in your body, period. Some people are, you know, the body's a temple, if you will, right?
Yeah, and like I was saying, the fat and wax lipids, they're all the same thing. In cannabis and in cannabis products is what causes, you know, a sore throat, and it's what causes a common health issue with people who are really into dabbing, with lipid pneumonia. which happens. Maybe you've known some people who do a lot of dabs and they'll just get a persistent cough that doesn't really go away, and it's kind of deep in their chest.
Yeah.
They're not really sick. They don't have like a cold or a flu, but they got just a constant deep
Dab
rolling.
cough.
Yeah, man, it's called lipid pneumonia, and it's not good. Wax is not something that we should be vaporizing or smoking and putting in our bodies. It's carbon molecules, which are never good.
Well, sometimes you notice if you do take a dab, I find that once in a while it tastes waxy. Has like a little film I feel on my teeth sometimes. Not all of them, but once in a while. Is that just me in my head, or is that,
No,
is that what it is?
It's in there. And pretty much all standard BHO, there's a considerable amount of lipids in it, and other cannabis oils that are not, super refined. That the stuff is there. It's really hard to get out or to isolate during extraction.
Well,
It's not easy.
Well, that dab was fucking delicious, man. Looks like the guys at Pacific Gas Co. have dialed it in, and it looks like your technology works. So, shouts to you guys, man. All right, so all this weed nerdery we've been talking about here all stems from somewhere. It all comes from what I get into is the favorite 4 questions, and the first one, how and when did you, Roji, get into weed?
I grew up in Maple Ridge, and in the 80s and early 90s, it was a hot spot for cannabis growing, and someone showed up one day, and when I was, I think, in grade 9, with a bag of buds, and it was some pretty high-grade stuff that they had maybe poached from their parents, and and it was great. It was...
And the angels sang.
And the angels sang, and we stared at the clouds and had a great day, and everyone was happy, and I just I liked it.
Yeah, just never came back.
That's right.
I love it, man. That's a good way to get into it, man. It's honestly, we've heard a similar story a few times.
I'm sure.
Quite similar story a few times.
Yeah. So then question number 2.
Preferred method of smoking?
Yeah, do you like to dabs, blunts, joints, bongs?
Vaporizers?
I'm an equal opportunity user, so I enjoy all of the products for their reasons for existing. They all have like a reason for existing. Dabs are great for a very quick, flavorful, experience. But I also love smoking flowers. It's something I like the experience, the rolling, the smoking, the sharing. It's a nice thing. I like a little bit of edible oil if I want to, medicate my body to have a good sleep, or if I'm in pain.
Yeah.
I like to rub
Topical
transdermal creams on my sore muscles when they're.
Hey, you rub it wherever you want, pal.
Yeah, right. And that can go right up to suppositories. Whatever I need, I'm very happy to use the products that are appropriate for. So
In certain situations.
I do it
suits,
all,
man.
and then I enjoy it all.
That's cool, man. And then we know you're taking a little bit till we're done the interview portion anyway. How much do you consume? Are you an everyday, all day, or once in a while? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm not a very heavy user as far as maybe others in the community would be. Yeah, I mean, there's times when I would like to use it medically, where I would raise my usage up. But as far as if I'm feeling good recreationally, I don't use it a lot recreationally. So it's quite small.
That's cool. Everybody's got their relationship. It's a very unique plant, right? Some people every day, all day. Some people once in a while, and a lot of people almost everybody's somewhere.
When you
between.
can.
Right?
I understand.
Yeah, and then we're all busy and shit sometimes. There's that too. And of course, the most memorable bag, you look back at all the ones that you've seen over the years, and the standout, absolute, most memorable strain, fuck, if I could ever get it again. What is it, man?
Gratefully, it was Sweet Skunk. It was something that came around in the mid '90s, and it just blew the top off of the experience for me. It just made it it was such a strong sativa.
that shit was heavy.
And it would make the room spin, and that was it was great. And my friend who was growing it lost his strain of it and lost his ability to have it, and it was gone for years and years and years and years. But then I ended up meeting breeder Steve, and he gracefully gifted me some cuttings of it, so I get to enjoy it again. But I tell you, the aromas that came off it were so unique because of its landrace sativa genetics. It's really special.
There's just some strains that just aren't really out there anymore. They stunk so bad, or so good, whatever you want to look at it. The smell was so intense, it was too terpy for the whole neighborhood to handle.
Sure.
And yeah, shit just was a little too loud back a while, you know.
This OG is like that as well. Very, very strong cannabis odor. But
yeah, I don't want to blow up how you do it or whatever. But
because of the medical program, you don't really have to worry about that stuff so much anymore. Obviously, you don't want to alert too many people of what you're up to, but it's not as... I remember when there was strains that were just literally you would not touch because they did stink too much, but it doesn't seem to be a concern anymore.
Well, I like that has changed because I like that stinky shit, and if we weren't going after that, we wouldn't be doing terps and this and that and the whole nine, man. And it's all part and parcel. And bro, I really appreciate you coming through and breaking down some of it. I'd love to maybe have you back one day and do like a terp show or
talk about this. Yeah, no.
Yeah, right. We can get into some more.
We could sit here and talk for hours.
Right, but we do have to roll on with the show as well, too. Anything we missed, any plugs, any shout-outs that we haven't yet to cover, topics that we should be watching for? What's next from Roji Concentrates, or Roji Technology?
I suppose our American ventures are going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We have a partnership with some large cannabis and hemp farms in Oregon, and there'll be some neat innovative products coming out of there.
And what about the personal lab? You got any new fucking groundbreaking science you're trying to do, or if I can blowing you up, but
I'm always trying to work, and make everything I do better. I'm never truly happy, and I'm always trying to, make it better or
can you get
faster or
can you get to 99%?
More efficient? Sure,
Can you,
absolutely.
Yeah. You can get 99.9 someday, or
you bet.
That's cool, man. Well, shit. Every time you want to get another, you just keep bringing back a little bit to try. You sent me the 95, the 96, the 97. I'll let you know. We do appreciate you coming through. I clicked the wrong buttons. There's the right ones, man. Roji Concentrates. Make sure you check them out at Roji, ROJI_concentrates on the Instagram. And of course, his homies, Pacific Gas Co. That shit was good, Jen. You might as well keep serving up a couple more, man. I feel that.
Another one?
Yeah, sure. What else we got over there? He brought so many of them. They got so many delicious flavors. Let's see what the...
This is space cake. Or no, I'm sorry, wedding cake.
Wedding cake. Oh, I didn't know wedding cake. I saw a lemon cake in the list of somewhere, but I don't even know what wedding cake is. Let's eat it.
Damn it.
It's probably the closest thing I'm ever going to get to eating wedding
This
cake.
Blue Dream is really nice as well. It's very blueberry.
Okay. Well, shit. Let's rock that. One of each.
Oh.
Make it happen there. Well, we roll along with that, Roach. I do appreciate you coming through, man. You're always welcome back anytime. This has really been interesting stuff. I know that people want to be on top of the latest and greatest, and there'll probably be people who watch this go, PHO, well, now I got to go find out about this and learn. They've never heard of it before. And now I think it's also cool that you cleared the air cleared things up about distillates. So I was trying to make that bad joke. I thought about that last night. It was funnier in my head.
We kept it there.
Yeah, I love it. All right, well, fuck you then. You gonna hang out for a while with us? Do a couple dabs. We gotta, yeah. All right, Roach is gonna hang on. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna click this. See what happens. Alrighty, that only means one thing. That means delivery time.
It's delivery.
So we're gonna do a delivery battle today. We're gonna make that happen. We got Roach on the guest cam. We'll move him over here, making that go boom. Perfect. Okay, great. We are gonna go ahead and battle today with our man Al Robinson, aka Getting Her Done. on the Instagrams. We all know him. What's going on? He's in the chat room. He was in there in the show earlier, so we picked him out. I don't know if you're still here. Hopefully you're still here, or maybe you're waiting for us. I had another picture of you somewhere. I don't know where that went.
Go down.
Too many hard things to see. Yeah, that's the one I have, but there was another one. Wait, it was up here. Wow, this is really fucking... there we are. This one too. See, there's the Instagram, because I want to get the Instagram page as well too. Anyway, back to that painfully awkward. Appreciate Al being a loyal follower, tuning in all the time. Hey, look, it's trees behind me, like the new backdrop. Looks good. My head looks a little small though today. Should be a little bigger. You know, I look like a hat. The dude's a loyal follower. He's watching all the time. He's going to be delivery battle contestant today. So we're going up with, again, East versus West. We're going to see who takes it home. The big winner in the end, though, is Domino's. They shell 2 more pizzas. Now, Al's a really good dude. Shouts to him.
Shouts to.
Right, so you got one of those ready to go?
Yep.
Okay.
This is Blue Dream.
All right, well, you get the Blue Dream ready for me. You got that. I'm going to refresh my Domino's fucking checkout ready to go thing in a minute. Hit it. Oh, jeez, that is good. Oh, that's way more blueberry than like most Blue Dreams usually are. Like they're usually cheesier and.
It smells delicious.
That was good. All right, you got your phone ready to go there, girlfriend?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Let's do this.
Wait, that's the wrong computer. I got 3 of them in front of me here. Dying. Fuck, that shit is good.
All right.
All right, so I'm all ready. I got my order profile.
Okay.
Place your order.
Place your order.
We're going to continue to checkout right now.
Okay.
So, continue checkout. Boom. On its way. 2-pot TV. Place my order. Boom. Dun, 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 dun.
Dum, 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 dum.
Let's go.
Oh.
So let's go.
Oh.
Did yours time out too?
Yep. Mine timed out.
Okay, we better start them again. Here we go. Oh, because I didn't put a pay with credit card on debited delivery. That's what it is. I didn't pick a payment type. I'm stupid.
Nice job.
Stupid. Okay, so
All right.
I already pressed it.
Oh.
Giving you 10 seconds. 15. Okay, so virtually within the same minute. Okay, my Domino's tracker order is up. Your Domino's tracker order is up. Okay, well, within 30 seconds, Al, it says we're firing up at 5:13. What does yours say?
Your order is in.
Okay.
Oh.
We're firing at
There you
5:13.
5:13.
Perfect. All right, Al. Well, good luck to you, but I mean, bad luck to you, bud. No. But I want to win one of these fucking things for a change. I have not been so successful with the Domino's. You like Domino's, Roji, all right?
Sure.
You like pepperoni, brother?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. You want a dab or anything? Help yourself. There's a bunch of this great product here from the guys at Pacific Gasco, which you can check out on Instagram. Okay, so Al, you're a good dude, man. I actually chopped it up with him at the Mom Cup.
So did I.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was just going to say we were there hanging out with him.
I got to meet him. I was actually looking forward to meeting him.
Really solid dude. Thank you very much for coming in. You are a big supporter of the show and of the community and of Pot TV and everybody around. So, you know, what's $20 in pizza between friends or whatever it is, man. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you eat the shit out of it. I do hope you win. Well,
Ham
regardless.
and pineapple, good choice.
Yeah, right? We've kept it simple. 2 basics here. We're going to see who takes it home.
I always get ham and pineapple at home. My kid's favorite, so.
I like pepperoni, green pepper, mushroom. They also have this barbecue chicken pizza. It's pretty good. But I'm not going to plug Domino's per se. This is more just because it's easy in the delivery battle. And we weren't cooking this week. So, anyway, so we'll see who wins.
It's on.
All right. From there, I think the next thing to do is try and get a hold of our friend, another friend of ours, to see if we can get this show moving along. Hopefully, am I too on time for him today? No, I think we're good. Oh, shit. Let's run it.
Where's everybody?
There's everybody. What's going on, Timmy?
Hey, Tim.
Hey man, how are you guys?
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show the Saltwater Cowboy, the pot hauler himself. Ladies and gentlemen, author Hollyweed Hogan. Man, what's going on, Tim McBride? Welcome back, buddy.
I like that new nickname.
Right?
What's up, guys? Hey, I can't see me, man. Where's me?
You can't see you?
No, where's me? I can see you.
Well, I can see you. You must not have your camera thingy on.
Well, let me see.
I don't know, but I can see you, and my little camera's down there. Oh, now you're gone. What'd you do? There you are.
Oh, there we go.
There you are. You're just really little, probably in the corner. So,
Yeah, we're good now, man.
there you go. I know it's this newfangled technology these kids are using these days, eh?
Yeah, you know, technology, man. I was just digging all that technology, man. You know, with the shatter, the crumble, and all that kind of this different crap, man. Oh my God.
Bro, you got to come up here, man. I know I know you've known a thing or two about weed for a few years, man. But the way the kids are doing it up here in Amsterdam, it is off the charts, my friend.
Yeah, you know, I did get it. I did get a taste of the, the PHO that your boy was talking about. You know, it's quite different. Does make a difference.
It really does, right? All right, my friend. Well, let me ask you, shirts off. So how's things in sunny Florida today? Yeah.
Oh man,
Nice and warm.
about 80. God, we think we're about 84 today, man. It's summertime, dude. It's starting to get warm.
We should just go to Florida.
Nah.
It sounds
So-
nice and warm down
Right?
there.
It sounds actually like a perfect day to be out on a boat hauling pots and making money. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you know, we typically like to have a little rough weather when we're out there, though. There tends to be less people out there on the water when that shit's going on.
Sure. And I suppose you probably want to do it at nighttime, not in the daytime.
Right. Yeah. You know, and save the beautiful days for playing and spending the cash.
Well, but still, a couple of those boats and a couple rooms full of cash would have been nice still.
Oh yeah, man. But hey, you can't. Start thinking about that shit, I'll go nuts.
Right? So, well, we've been through the shoulda, woulda, coulda a couple of times, man. But I guess really when it comes down to it, all the pot hauling and the money and the lifestyle that you had in the 80s is still paying dividends today through things such as the Saltwater Cowboy book that you can get right here, Rise and Fall of Marijuana
Yeah.
Empire.
That's the one right there.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's all coming kind of full circle. It's taken 30 years or so to be able to tell the story. There were a lot of years when there was still a lot of people to protect.
Man, I love it that you can
It's all
tell it.
good now.
I was just gonna say,
I love reading it.
yeah, I was just saying, I
No,
love that you can tell it now.
Yeah, I'm not done yet, but I love reading it. So.
Still? Oh, come on. I'll probably read it again on the flight to Toronto, unless I've got to do interview questions for the panel still. Brother, also, too, of course, we were talking about you got the little TV thing, and, the Hollywood movie types are trying to court you and shit like that. Last I heard, it was Matt Damon trying to play you.
He would be lucky.
Nah.
Right? I don't think he'd do you justice, bro.
Maybe a Matt Damon about 6 or 8 years ago could have pulled it off.
My friend.
They got a guy that's got his hat in the ring to play my part, in the series when when that comes to fruition. And of course, obviously at this time I'm not going to name any names, but I got to tell this guy. I said, you got to come down and hang with me and get to know my mannerisms and all this kind of shit, dude. And we're gonna have to get you in the gym and hang out for a couple months, dude, because we make them big down here in the Everglades.
Right?
Yeah.
Gonna be eating large. Sounds good to me, man. Well, I mean, let's just get back into it, man. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a tale, son?
Yeah, you know what? When we talked the other day about, of course, Mother's Day is coming up, and that got me thinking about, this wasn't exactly Mother's Day, but, I kind of made it my mom's day. Funny story, every season after we bring the traps in from offshore, and we had 7,000 of them fucking things, we bring them in, set them back on shore after the end of season, and we get 5-6 weeks off, to go fuck off and do whatever we want to. So I grabbed my park ranger buddy, RD, we called him, Ranger Dave. Very cool dude. He was part of the team. And we take off up north to see my old buddies up, in Wisconsin, where I spent high school and stuff, and you read about that in the book. I was born in North Carolina, raised in Wisconsin a little bit during high school years. And that's where I usually went back to, because that's where my adult influence was, when I grew up, hanging out in the bars and shit. So we go up there and we're gonna drop my bags off at my mom and dad's house, and I throw them in my old room and throw Dave's in there too. And we're in a hurry to get out and go partying, so we haul ass for a little bit to meet some guys. So we come back about dark time to take a shower, clean up before we head back out to have dinner. And I walk through the front door. There's my mom and dad sitting on the couch. My dad's got this big shit-eating grin on his face, right? And my mom, she's kind of looking. She's got this little bit of worried, stern sort of look on her face, And I said, "You looked in my baggage, didn't you?" And she said, "Yeah, I went through your bag because I was trying to put your clothes away and put them in, put them away nice and neat for you. And I found this bag of money. How much is in there?" So I said, "It's 80 grand." So that was just what I took with me on vacation to try to piss away. Fuck, that's all we had to do is, try to piss away money. And that's what the 80s was about. It was excess, man. Excess. If you weren't, of course, in the pot hauling business, making, millions, you were out running your credit cards and shit up during that period of time. Right. So, my mom, she looked, I had to look at her. I said, and that's why I went up there really to try to piss that money away. So it was, kind of a blessing in a way, because I gave him 50 grand of it. That way I didn't have to spend it. I had to figure out how to fucking spend it. And I said, look, nobody's ever going to come after you and ask you where this shit came from. I didn't rob a bank or anything like that. And then my dad goes, well, then what the fuck did you do? He goes, and this is the first time that they found out I was a pot hauler. And I said, well, Dad, I said, I go offshore, I unload freighters for, ridiculous amounts of money of, Colombian weed and shit like that, and there really wasn't much I could say about it. They weren't about to hand that 50 grand back to me. Right. But that was all, that was all just part of it, and my, and when I talk about excess, things like go into a club, my buddies and I go into a club and just take over the tab. There could be 300, 400, 500 people in this place. It didn't matter, man. We take over the tab for the rest of the night for as long as we were in there, and then tip all the waitresses on the way out, in order just to piss cash away. Go in there with, $30,000 in each of our pockets and just, buy Dom Perignon and Perrier Jouet, the earlier brands, $300-400, bottles of shit, just to get rid of the money. It was insane. We also had a lot of fun, besides that. A couple of my buddies and I had an idea one day to just go in town to the Chevrolet dealer. It was a Jeep dealership as well, and they had Jeeps that you could buy for, on sale for, under 10 grand. They were like 9 grand or some shit like that back in those days. And we'd each go in there and buy one. And as long as you weren't spending more than $10,000 in cash at any one time, they weren't obligated to report it to the IRS or any kind of entity like that. So we're in there buying Jeeps and taking them out in the woods and just trashing the fuck out of them. And then if they get to the point without running anymore, leave it, get in somebody else's and drive back to town and go get another one.
Oh, man. Called the heydays for nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's just stupid shit, man. We were trained, when we grew up, we were taught not to, not to show the excess, not to be ridiculous, not to be stupid. So we had to try to figure out how to handle all this money and not have anything to show for it, after the end of it. So, buying an entire club drinks for for an entire night, that was really nothing. That was, it was just a means to an ends for us, really, because it was just.
I could have sworn I saw a movie called Brewster's Millions all about that.
That's
Read a book. I have read a book all about that called Saltwater Cowboy: The Rise and Fall of Marijuana Empire by our good friend Tim McBride. And you can get more of these crazy stories, and too true to fucking make it up, man. I mean, you could not make it up if you tried.
No.
No, and I never quite thought about it like that, man. That's kind of funny. Brewster's Millions. Never thought about it. But it does have that same kind of texture to it. I mean, it was insane. We had, my friend Kat. And there were women involved in the whole deal as well. And there was, probably 6 or 8 of us guys that, when you're making these incredible sums of money. Excuse me. Got a spark. These incredible sums of money, that shit starts to stack up, and it gets bulky, and it gets, intrusive, and a pain in the fucking ass, and hard to store because it starts, and I've said this before, to a lot of you that haven't heard this before about how money just does not withstand the test of time. It rots, it mildews if you put it away and shit like that. So we had this friend of ours, Kat, that would go over to Miami every couple of months. And we would literally give her a bag with each of our name on the damn thing. They had an amount written on it, so it was like $200,000 or $300,000 or $500,000 or some shit like that. She would take all these bags in the trunk to a car to a Cuban dude we knew over in Miami, and buy gold coins, buy South African Krugerrands for whatever gold was going for in an ounce, and they're an ounce coins. So now you can stash them fuckers. Can put them in a bag and throw them in the water. That's what I used to do, anyways. But yeah.
Dude, the story.
Take my boys to I gotta say this real quick. Yeah. Taking my guys to my house in the Bahamas one time, and 5 or 6 of them and their girlfriends, and they're all stuffing money down in their pants and down around their ankles, and in their socks and shit, and in those days all you needed was a birth certificate or some shit like that to get a voter's registration card to get into the Bahamas. It wasn't like it was today. So I had a house over there that I would take them to. They would take this money over there for me, to go into the casino and just, throw out there and play and win and lose and whatever. And then I would take it and claim it as winnings on the way out. But we're on the plane on the way over there, and my buddy Donald goes back to take a piss. He comes walking back down through the aisle on the plane, and $20,000 in hundreds flips out of his pant leg and goes flying down the fucking aisle on the airplane. And it stops right next to me in the aisle. And I'm looking down at it, and we're all trying to go keep people from looking down at the ground until Donald get out and get that fucking money, man. But yeah, it's all good.
Oh my God, man, bro! I would have been like, please take your seats, and I would just roll right down the aisle with the luggage cart and just push you right out of or with the drink cart, push you right out of the way, dipped right in there.
Until next time you come out of the John, dude, zip your fly, huh?
Right? Man, that was probably a year's worth of salary for that flight attendant on that plane or that moment right there, kicking down the aisle.
Probably.
Oh my God, dude! I can't wait for these to be turned into stories. These stories to turn into the shows, turn into the movies, turn into the next thing to come. But you guys can't wait anymore. You need to go get this book. Go to Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, go to Chapters Indigo, go to audible.com, your better bud and book retailers everywhere, or book and bud. Get yourself the Saltwater Cowboy: Rise and Fall of the Marijuana Empire by our good friend Tim McBride.
Are you doing your audio on this soon too?
You know what? I have only at this point I have aspirations to do that.
Oh, okay.
Because, and I was talking, I talk to a lot of people every day about this at the gym I work at, and I have people, it's crazy. I have people coming in and bringing their books to me, and 3-4 times a week on the average, somebody's coming in there and saying, "Hey, Tim, where's Tim?" But, I had a conversation the other day about this very thing. The guy that does my book, Wes is a very cool guy. I got to tip my hat to the man, but for people who know my voice, people who have seen me and know, what I sound like in that, or even read the book, if you read the book, my voice comes through. It's like me sitting in the chair next to you telling you this story.
100%.
And to have somebody, and I'm pretty, this is my baby, and I'm very biased to this, of course, but to have somebody else tell my story, they're kind of missing it, in the way that I would actually tell it, and the inflections, and where I would add those types of things and stuff like that, but just to do it and to have a blast telling it the way I like to tell stories, man, I think that would just be so cool.
Well, one of these days we'll be sitting down together and you can tell all these folks live and in person instead of live on the Skype, but we appreciate you any way we can get you, man.
Hey, dude, just to let you know, good news, I found out I got no problem coming there, dude. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Let's go.
So
Clearance activated, dude.
okay, so I'm gonna call you tomorrow.
Call me because you got to get my address. Send me that box of shit that I never got.
I remembered, so I went to the post office on, it was either Monday or Tuesday with everything else, and then on Wednesday I remembered, I didn't get Tim's address. But that's all right. I'll get that from you. It's not like we won't talk again, my friend. We will talk to you again in 2 weeks, and you can keep up with his antics in the meantime at Potholler Tim on Instagram and Original Saltwater Cowboy. On Twitter and Original Saltwater Cowboy on Instagram. Fuck that up, but you know who he is. You know who to do.
You should know who he is if you don't.
By now.
Check him out.
Read him here. Wow. Looks just
My
like you, brother,
friends.
except he's a little bit handsomer.
A little younger. It's okay.
He looks a
It
little
happens.
handsomer.
A little younger. That picture was taken about 6 years ago.
Oh,
But I was a little younger, but I was even a little smaller at that time.
Okay, easy Hulk. Don't hurt nobody. My friend, I love you, brother.
Hey.
We'll talk to you soon.
Love you guys, man.
Bye, Tim.
Thanks,
ya.
Tim. Peace. Man, that dude is cool as fuck. Roji, you gotta fucking dial in some science out of that guy. He spent a long time hauling a whole bunch of pot, and when the TV shows and movies come all about that, they're gonna be like all trying to clamor on him. You have to like bottle the essence of Tim's coolness, distill some Tim into a bottle.
Sounds dank.
Right? Man, I tell you
That's
what.
hilarious.
That's cool. While still waiting for the pizza, Al did arrive there?
It doesn't look like it yet.
No, I haven't seen a clam out for that, but Al, if you show up, if it gets to you first, good for you. If it doesn't, well, ha 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 ha, we win. But I don't know. I say you got a good chance at it, bud, because often we don't do well. They seem to get lost when they get up front here or intimidated or something, but we'll see how it goes. And I think, yes, you could tip him a doobie if he makes a wink and nod about how it smells in here. Anyway, let's take a jump to a segment we haven't done in a while.
So hopefully the video works. You try it.
Let's see. Okay, so, I mean, technically this sort of fits in there, but it's not exactly the right
Kinda.
segment for it,
We're at the
but,
beach.
right.
Same almost.
So, young Jenny, tell us what you kind of got concocting up here, and what's going to go on, what's happening, what's this, what?
So it's kind of a little thing I'm starting is like high reviews, getting out to like, your favorite spots, going for a hike, being out in the nature, smoking a joint, just relaxing and just taking some time to, just give your mind a good clear and just get back. So
Get high, get elevated.
Get elevated, yeah.
Yeah, right. So you took us a little bit of a little trek somewhere this week.
I did. I went to Mount Douglas in Victoria. I drove up there because there's a whole you'll see in the video. So I did a whole little video on it. I borrowed the expert's GoPro cam. Thanks, by the way.
All right.
And put something together for you guys to watch. So hope you guys like it. Showed Neff for the music for the video as well too.
Yep. So, and we have the copyright permission. Neff gave it to us, and when he gets the copyright infringement thingy from Google, trying to say, hey, you can't use that song, he's going to click, it's fine. Because he's the one who actually gets the email. So, fuck you, Google, with your stupid YouTube shutting down of the things.
You'll hear me talking, and you hear my dog barking in the background too,
you know,
It's my editing videos, I'm still working. Work with me.
And it was longer, but we condensed it a little to get to the gist of, but
The gist of it, yeah.
we'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get
Anyway,
there.
okay, so anyway, this is it.
We'll see if it works.
All right, check it out. Hey, it's off to a good start so far.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna smoke this joint at this beautiful view right here. And yeah, this is Mount Douglas. We decided to drive up this because you have that option here. All right, do you have a lighter? Yep.
Yeah, like all of Greater Victoria for sure.
Downtown Victoria.
You can see a lot of the Gulf Islands on the other side of the mountain too.
We're gonna take you around there in a second after. We're gonna smoke some of this here.
Yeah.
Mount Douglas. I've only hiked up here once with your sister.
You hiked up?
Yeah, and then she got us lost on the way back down. It was fucking getting dark. I was starting to fucking trip balls. It was actually kind of funny.
Oh my god.
I've never been like scared hiking before, but until then I was like,
Yeah, you're like exhausted and lost. You're like,
I'm like, okay, like the sun's like it's starting to set, like it's starting to get dark.
makes you understand how people get lost in the woods, right? Like you always think like, oh, I'd never get lost in the woods.
Well, and especially here, because you don't really realize like how big the forest is around here until you're like in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's like a bunch of different trails that you can get down from here.
Yeah, and there's like the trail trail, and then there's animal paths.
Yeah, and then you follow a deer path down your butt, because sometimes you get rock faces like that and you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And then at one point we got to a thing and she's like, okay, we're going to rock climb. I'm like, great.
No. I've been in so many scenarios. No, I've just been in a few scenarios.
No,
where
tell
people
us.
have fallen off rocks and like had to go to the hospital. Like,
Mount Philson's like that too.
Mount Phillips. Oh shit.
Give me.
All right, we're good. Pizza just got here.
I think Al's got here before us though, because it already says it in the chat, didn't it? Oh, it already says it in the chat. Oh.
Even the small little town in Ontario.
Damn. Damn. Al beat us. Middle of nowhere beat us. Damn, we're gonna have to get the guy in here next time and be like, hey, what took you so long? How did this dude beat us? I even had like a 15-second head start, and we lost by like a minute or two. It was close this time.
Close.
Well, shouts to you, Al. Appreciate that. And as far as the locally lifted, so locally lifted is usually like a segment about us running around town and look at a few different areas. Well, it wasn't really a graphic and a thing made for it, and this is eventually going to be a look at different places around town and higher little lookouts, and so.
There's lots of places to go out and hike, especially if you live in BC. Like, there's get outdoors and go find something.
So we're
Challenge you.
We're gonna work on a little bit more, and anyway, moving forward. we've got pizza, which is to me, at this point, damn. Almost had it. Well,
Yes.
thank you for you, Al. Yeah. Make sure you support him and getting her done
Go to
on Instagram. And well, we got classic pepperoni. Mm-hmm. Is anyone else missing audio? No, you guys are good? Okay. Well, all right. Where are we? Excuse me while I chew in your ear for a second. Oh!
Oh,
The Clash of Clans timer. Hold on. Hold on.
you actually have a timer set?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, this is important.
Well, while he checks, while he clams and eats his pizza, hope you guys all enjoyed Locally Lifted. Gonna, work on the video a bit. I apologize. Anyways, moving on.
It's a good concept. We'll get it the way you want it to be.
I didn't go to school for videographing or any of that. Like, I put this to, it's work in progress.
I get it. Going out and
We'll
seeing
see.
cool places to smoke weed up.
Get
Which is what
outdoors.
sort of fits in with the idea of Locally Lifted. So that's probably kind of work in progress, like everything is. But I appreciate you going out and doing it. Thank you. Also, shout out to Neff on the track. It was also on the video edit there. Yeah, there was I think you had the audio settings too high in one spot, and it was a little bit kind of freaking out for a second. But that's cool. In case anybody was wondering what it was, I don't think it was the system. I think it was just a little bit something with the video, because everybody else's video is okay. Everybody's audio is okay. It sounds right. We should.
Okay.
Billy, this is kind of the idea. Let me put that on that table there. I'm running out of room. All right. So, shall we get to the news?
We should get to news.
All right. Get to the news. Click a button. That's what they say. They say there's only left audio, no right audio. Well, I guess be more to the left than to the right. If you have to be in lane.
No, there's
I don't know.
Thing.
That's what the chat's saying. My audio guy's over here shaking his head now. Does it sound okay to you, audio guy? Audio guy should have said okay, it sound okay to him. So, what did sound okay to me though was the first story in the news this week. And in case you forgot, cannabis. Get it? In case you forgot, cannabis could cure dementia, says a joint Israeli-German study. A joint Israeli-German study has found that the primary psychoactive compound in the cannabis plant, THC, may offer a cure for dementia. The study conducted by scientists in Germany's University of Bonn and Israel's Hebrew University of Jerusalem discovered that THC improves the cognitive function and memory performance when administered in small controlled doses in old mice. Well, mice and people sort of translate well in a lot of these things or are used as standards in other testing and shit. And some of you might have seen it as the article out this week about, can slow dementia, slow the, restore memory, reverse the mental aging, all this sort of stuff. So if that worked.
It can be beneficial for a lot of people.
So the study discovered that administering THC created an increased number of links between nerve cells in the brain, a crucial prerequisite for learning, which break down in time as they deteriorate. So the finding may contribute to the development of new treatments for human cognitive disorders, most notably dementia. The treatment completely reversed the loss of performance in the old animals. The THC treatment induced molecular and epigenetic changes which no longer correspond to that of untreated old animals, but rather similar to what we see in young animals. I think I want to talk more about it, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
That's good news.
Next, speaking of hospitals and universities and testing, Wollongong Hospital in Australia is undergoing a part of the world's first actual clinical trials for chemotherapy patients. So we've heard it anecdotally for years. Well, 20 Illawarra cancer patients will use cannabis to ease chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting as part of the world's first trial. The carefully suggested patients will take medical-grade cannabis capsules the day prior to treatment and for 5 days afterwards over a 3-month period. They're one of 7 hospitals in the world. One of 7 hospitals to this week be introduced to the trial, which is already in operation in Sydney and other places. Will run until 2021. For a long time, they've known that chemotherapy causes nausea and vomiting for patients, and the evolution of different medications present that has been successful to some extent. So there's a lot of community demand for cannabis, and they're excited to be able to part in the world's first clinical trial for chemotherapy treatment. So that could be kind of cool. We actually get some definitive results maybe, or another study that goes nowhere. I'm not sure about.
And then another study that confirms what we already know.
Yeah, but at least then they have something to refer to. Like they say, doctors only feel safe when, they have shit they can back up. Or That pizza's actually really good today. I can't lie. And if you couldn't hear me say that with my full mouth, I said the pizza's actually really good today.
Yeah.
And I would know, because I'm an expert. Now, this story just made me kind of chuckle a little bit, because it wasn't me. A world expert on medical cannabis to give talks in Nelson and Golden Bay. So this is down in New Zealand. One of the world's most clinically knowledgeable physicians on medical cannabis in the U.S. is giving 2 talks in the region in parts of New Zealand. Dr. David Behrman will be in Nelson on Saturday and Golden Bay on Monday with medical use of cannabis. What can New Zealand learn? So the expert speaker and author has made hundreds of presentations to professional and audiences at medical marijuana, drug abuse treatment organizations, and on and on. He's also influenced a whole bunch of policies. So he's known as an expert, a medical marijuana expert, and he's going to be coming to give a talk. But I wanted to give you all the heads up. That's not me. You can see all this me. This is news for you, New Zealand. That's not me. I just thought y'all might have got confused. So just clearing that up for you. Not really news. No, go check this dude out if you're in New Zealand and you want to do that. He apparently knows his shit. I haven't met him personally, so I can't vouch for him or nothing like that. He could be a dick, but he might know his shit. I'm gonna guess he does. But New Zealand, this is sort of the other thing that caught my eye while I was talking about y'all. The Green Party in New Zealand, no surprise, puts forward a medical cannabis members bill. So the Green Party put forward a bill. They deserve, New Zealanders deserve positive and solutions-focused discussions on access to medicinal cannabis, which should be legal, accessible, and affordable, says the Green Party today. Green MP Julianne Gentner has submitted a members' bill in which the ballot would legalize access to cannabis products for New Zealanders suffering from terminal illnesses or debilitating conditions. And she goes on to why they do it and how they do it, but fingers crossed, Green Party of New Zealand tables a new bill potentially to look at medical cannabis. Good for y'all. Looking at other places moving forward on potential legalization. Vermont House just passed a historic marijuana legalization bill, although governor is still skeptical. Vermont's legislature approved a bill to legalize possession of 1 ounce of marijuana on Wednesday, sending the bill to Governor Phil Scott's desk to either sign or veto into law. They approved the bill by a rather large margin, and it will eliminate penalties for individuals possessing 1 ounce of marijuana or less, and will allow possessions of up to 2 mature plants by July 2018. It also creates a 9-person commission to study the best way to tax and regulate marijuana for the future, of course. But it'd be one of the first states to pass marijuana legalization through legislature rather than through voter initiative. So that could be a positive direction, unless they're going to enforce some crazy shit along the way. But 2 plants doesn't sound that feasible to me. Anyway, prepare for more challenges on that one. What I do kind of like is this one, though. The California Attorney General defends the state marijuana laws. I like this story. So as he admitted having tried weed at a younger time, California Attorney General Xavier Becerra, I'm sorry for butchering your name, Becerra, on Wednesday night defended the state's 2016 legalization of recreational marijuana against possible federal restrictions. In an interview, he said, "Cannabis is last century's argument. We're beyond that. I suspect if you look at a real quick poll here, I bet if we took a poll who has got cannabis, it'd be pretty pretty well, you don't have to raise your hand, but you know what I'm saying, told an audience in San Francisco. Siders said the reporters wouldn't ask the entire audience, but he did ask the state generally. Well, have you used? He said, yes, at a younger time, I tried it, meaning much younger, he said. So when the reporter asked him, he said, so when it was illegal? The guy said, the reporter, so he said to his response, he said, he said, so then it was illegal, said the reporter. Becerra replied back, I also drove over the speed limit periodically, so reporter replied back, fair point, but he vowed the measure to defend the measure the California voters passed in November, and he said, I would love to see Jeff Sessions come to California and tell us we're not going to move forward on cannabis. Something tells me that that's not going to happen. I will probably be the 1 millionth person in line to fight Jeff Sessions on that one. So California looks fairly safe moving forward. And moving forward is Nevada as well, too, with an early start program for recreational marijuana sales have been okay. They want to get at it so bad. Good or bad, taxes, whatever, product. Anyway, licensed Nevada medical marijuana facilities in good standing with state agencies. So basically, spots that are already up and running, be ready, approved to go, or ones that have been running to some degree and are doing fine, will now allow to start selling recreational marijuana on July 1st. So they bumped it up from what was supposed to be beginning 2019, but so
July 1st. Oh,
right.
Yep.
So proposal for early start recreational marijuana licenses was approved on Tuesday, I believe it was, down there. So congratulations to them, I guess. Depending on how that goes, we'll see how it is.
Hopefully.
But it's probably going to work better for some people or not. But anyway, they're so excited to do it in Nevada. Was the point that they can't wait. Leave it to Nevada to want to get on that shit and make some money though. Now this is actually sort of news, and this is also kind of like a heads up as well too. We did one of these last week. We told you about weed sales or weed coming to Australia. So now we've got Chilean pharmacies begin marijuana medicine sales for the first time in Latin America. Pharmacies in Chile's capital of Santiago will start selling cannabis-based medicines this week. The first time such treatments have been offered in drugstores in Latin America. The companies behind the launch said on Wednesday. So that's, okay, cool. So Chile, that's good. But, go back. The scary part is, Canadian cannabis producer and distributor Tilray had said it had partnered with local firm Aleph Biotechnology, which is licensed by the Chilean government. So, in all likelihood, that means shitty Tilray weeds on your way to Chile, so heads up, careful with that shit. It could be fucked up and full of Michael Blutenol, because look, he's a good singer. I have his Christmas album, but I don't know about this poison he puts out with people.
Check your weed.
Come on, Michael. Right, that's the news. Up-a-dates?
Updates?
Up-a-dates for you, up-a-dates for me, up-a-dates aplenty. This week on Sunday, we had James and Ashley release their articles, Lifted Lifesaver and Reefer Refugees. Shouts to expert contributors. Make sure you check out CanLancer710 on Instagram, MJWriter87 on Instagram. No, both of those on Twitter. CanLance on Instagram. CanLance.com.
MJ Writer 87 on Twitter.
That's the one. If you want to contribute, if you want to help us out, if you want to get in the action, if you're smart, if you know lots about cannabis, you want something to say,
Email.
get at us.
Contact.
We got a new info. I got info
There you go.
on new email info. Okay, there's the new info on the new Expert Joints email is that the new Expert Joints email is info@expertjoints.com.
There you go.
Easier and both peasier at the same time.
Short, simple.
I also very honored. This was extremely fucking cool. Also on Sunday, I am very proud to say, and I genuinely mean that, I'm really proud to say that I was the very first guest on the One Man Smoke Show. It became the One Man Smoke Show and temporary guest, plus Ren eventually too. Oh man, I was on the Weed King, Swammy Freddie Pritchard's One Man Smoke Show on Sunday for like an hour. I only dipped in kind of halfway through. And it was fucking awesome.
Balloons and cake.
Balloons and cake, killed it.
And weed.
And weed,
Looks like a good
and
time.
rolling papers, and Bovedas, and Ren even got on the show. And I got searched to make sure I didn't have any LP weed on me. It was good, man. It was a great time. Shouts to Freddie for doing what he do. And of course Freddie is always talking about free in the weed. So we even made sure Freddie got some of the free weed as well too, because let's face it, who doesn't like free weed? So we had a great time with Frederick doing the thing. I will go back to your show anytime. Freddie, you are always welcome on this time. This is so cool. But the bigger celebration is not just about me being on it. This was Freddie Pritchard's 100th episode. And that was a thing worth celebrating. I know how much effort he puts in. His show is 4 hours every week. Our show is sometimes accidentally 3.
If it runs long.
Right? I try and aim for 2. But the dude kills it. He knows all the stuff that's going on. He was so fucking into it. He had no idea I was coming with goodies and gifts and shit. We smoked. We fucking had a good time. You gotta watch the replay. Go back and check out after this.
If you haven't already.
Right, if you haven't already seen it. And for those who have, shouts to everybody who watched. We got a lot of crossover people, right? So it was very cool to see a lot of y'all on the show, on this show's chat that I see in his show's chat. And man, I always thought that was just awesome. It was so cool that you guys came through and supported him and continue to support Freddie. Watch his show. He puts in a ton of effort. And shouts to Ren, too, for making it happen. We really started her out with her own meditainer. And when I gave it to her, you could hear in the background in the audio, "It's pink! It's pink! The meat's, it's for me. It's for mine only. It's pink!"
It's pink.
It was so cute. And thanks for the cake. That was a lot of fun. I will come back anytime. Please come through anytime you want. Plus, also, we made a hell of a speech at the Cannabis Day, which is available on Pot TV, YouTube, and social as well, too. Check him out. Happy 100th, son.
Happy 100th episode.
Right, he knows his shit, and some people say he's a little crazy, but that's really beside the point. I think he's one of the baddest activists in the country, if not the, and he does more research about what's happening in Canada. And well, I guess if you saw what he saw coming,
Yeah, he definitely knows what's going on in the industry, so.
You'd be jumping up and down too if you saw what he had to see coming.
Yeah.
Also, what else is coming is us giving away tickets to Future. So who is Future, you say? Future is a rapper. He has some of the rappings. He does many of the rappings.
He's coming to Vancouver.
And he is coming to Vancouver. And to some people, this is, oh my God, Future's coming. Oh my God. And then he's also bringing out some other acts with him, some friends of him. It's Migos, Tory Lanez, ASAP Ferg. They're coming through. They're coming through here June 9th. June. That's what happens when you get confused on which month it is. And then you remember part of the way through. It's June, not July. June 9th here at Rogers Arena in Vancouver. These are sort of a continuation of celebration of the Patients Over Profits party that we had with MMJ Canada and Thompson Caribou Concentrates. We inadvertently had an extra donation past the sort of when everything was already all said and done. So we figured the best way to go ahead and put it out is go ahead and put them out to people out there. So we can do supporters, so you're following MMJ Canada and Thompson Caribou on social medias, you're liking the pictures, you're tagging some friends, simple, easy stuff. But if you're in the Vancouvers, and you're going to be in and around the Vancouvers.
Or you want to come to Vancouver.
Yeah, the trip is not included.
No.
Just the
pay
tickets.
for your trip, but I mean, if you want to come to Vancouver.
Yeah, totally. Right, that's cool. If you come the day before and you want to stop by here, we can even give them to you on the show. Or something like that.
Right,
if
here
you
on
want to do
Expert
that.
Choice.
Hey, just thought of that. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, if you win and you're here, you can come by and pick them up on the show the day before or something. Anyway, whatever. So we're giving that away. Go check it on the Instagrams. Appreciate that. But mostly I appreciate MMJ Canada. I appreciate Thompson Caribou Concentrates. And I appreciate them putting Patients Over Profits parties on. But mostly just putting Patients Over Profits, man. We had a great time with that. Check the replay with Freddie.
Freddie was there.
You weren't there. You
No.
should have been there. Missed
I have a
it.
kid.
Missed it. Yeah. Then, of course, so that was all before. Now, going forward, there's so many updates this week.
There is.
Cannabis Life Conference. We had the gals on here last week talking about the Cannabis Life Conference. And, well, that's this weekend now coming up in Toronto.
In Toronto.
So, Toronto, I'm going to come there and host the Cannabis Life Conference with just the emceeing and the microphoning and and our next speaker is so-and-so fancy pants with all sorts of degrees and super smart weed guy. And I'll talk to you later. I'm going to go smoke a joint. So that's pretty much how that's going to go down for 2 days. It sounds like
It sounds like it's going to be a good time.
It sounds like 2 words. There might be the possibility of a live stream of the panels and the speakers and stuff going down. I'm gonna bring some very basic gear, like just the broadcast, minimal broadcast stuff. We're supposed to have a hard line. There's supposed to be an audio line. I'm gonna be busy as fuck trying to run the conference and do all the shit that I gotta do, plus work with the CLN guys and shit, so I can't guarantee that there will be a stream or that it will work very well, but I'll give it a shot. If we can give it a shot, then we'll see how it goes. So that's the plan, so you might be able to see some of that. If not, tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door.
Saturday, Sunday.
At the Evergreen Brickworks.
There you go.
Come on through, see me, and do the things. And lots of other people. It'll be a good time. Go check the CannabisLifeConference.com website for all the speakers and attendees and maps and all sorts of stuff. Plus, we're going to give some shit away, because that's how we do. Who's watching right now on either the Facebook or of the YouTube? First person who's in Toronto, who's over the age of 19, who says, I can go on Saturday, gets to go on Saturday or Sunday or whatever.
Whatever day you choose.
Yeah, making it super simple. No skill testing, no nothing. Who's the first person who says they want to go? Who can actually go? Don't call out if you can't go. I'm like 12 and they won't let you in. You gotta be 19. And I live in fucking New Zealand. No. You gotta be available to be in Toronto this weekend.
And 19 plus,
Yeah.
too, I believe, yeah.
And that's not very hard because there's like millions of people living around Toronto. And I know some of y'all watch this. So who in Toronto wants free tickets? 2 free tickets. All you gotta do is just say, I do. Wait for the fucking... It is, I think it's like a 9 to 5 Monday to Saturday, Sunday conference. And yeah. We'll give that away as I put a filter in this here.
Keeping up with YouTube.
I'm watching in the Facebook as well too. Al, you want to go?
Al can go.
You can go. All right. Al, you know what?
He was too early for me. Yeah, same here. Nudge, lol. I can go. I do.
Well,
Sorry.
Al did get pizza. K420K. I've never seen. I don't know who you are. You've never been on here before. Killer BG. Well, what do you think here? What should we do? What do you want to do here? Nobody else. We got a couple people coming on YouTube. You too, me too.
Me too.
Well, you know what? I can bet you we can accommodate it.
Yeah.
Why don't Al and
I can
K420?
drive for you, Al. I'm surprised. Are you going?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Al.
Craig's gonna be there. Craig's coming out to Toronto this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Toronto all weekend. So if you want to come through, by all means, come through.
That's a far drive. You definitely. I'll get you tickets if you're gonna go.
All right, well, tell you what. Al and K420K. There you go. Make sure K420K, email me at info at... No, don't do that, because I don't have that set up yet. Direct message me on Twitter or Instagram or email experts@expertjoints. I guess you could send it to info@expertjoints. Email me, get a hold of me with your name, your full first and last name, and your email address, and we'll get you in. And I will... also, Al, we have your email address and your name.
We do,
So-
and your address.
Yeah, we know where you live,
We just sent you
motherfucker.
pizza.
You think it was a game? We just coming for you now.
He's gonna personally deliver them.
Wait, really?
No, that's a really far drive from Toronto.
Fuck, I better get that Uber app then, I guess.
I don't think the Uber driver's gonna be very
Yeah.
happy with you.
So congratulations to each of you. You've each got 2 sets of tickets to go to the show.
There you go.
How's that? So we'll see you this weekend. Also this weekend, kind of excited about this one. Bang! We have going down at Vapor Central is a meet and greet from me and Chad Jacket of Liberty Farms, Cannabis Growers of Canada. We're going to be chilling at Vapor Central Saturday night, 8 o'clock. A smoke and greet with myself, with the man from Liberty Farms, Chad Jacket. We're going to do rolling lessons. I'm going to be giving away free smoking papers. And I'm also going to be with y'all celebrating as we sample the Lindsay OG. So it's a Lindsay OG sesh. Lindsay OG sesh at Vapor Central Saturday night, 8 o'clock. come on through. Try the award-winning Lindsay OG trademark from Liberty Farms. It is fucking off the hook. You've seen it ruin my show. Come
Plenty
let
of
it
times.
fucking just ruin your life. No.
No.
Come let it make your day. That shit is off fucking chain, super good.
It's fantastic.
So we're gonna have that big event going down. Really happy about that. Thank you so much to the cats at Vapor Central for helping us, or letting us come through there and take over on their Saturday night. I know they got other things to do. We're just gonna be in there. Basically super simple. If you wanna come, just come. I think it's like $5 to get into Vapor Central, or if you're a member, it's just a member. Whatever their regular rates are for the night, that's all it is. You come on through, hang out with us, smoke some weed with us. If you want some tips and trips, if you want to roll a joint, if you want just me to roll a joint, whatever you want to do. If you want a couple lessons and stuff, I'll do that. I'm going to have smoking papers for everybody who comes through that wants them.
You and Chad both roll a very nice joint.
Right, Chad, who also rolls a fantastic joint. You can get his tips on some cones. You can get some slaps.
Stickers.
We'll get a few stickers. We'll get the, we're gonna light that place up. Plus, yeah, you get to smoke the fucking killerest of killer, one of the best fucking strains in the country, grown by one of the best fucking houses in the country.
Liberty Farms and Lindsay OG.
Right?
It's gonna be dope.
So, super dope. So come through Vapor Central Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Join us, please. I'd love to have you all there. It'll be fun. Wow. Well, if you can't make it, Al, that's okay too. But I'm going to put you on the list just in case. All right. 667 Young Street, second floor. That's the address. Best weed, best papers, little something. Get lit.
If you're in Toronto, go.
And then Cannabis Life Network is going to be there as well too. So we're going to make a montage out of it because we're going to videotape the whole thing.
Nice.
You know, because everybody needs a montage.
Do a live stream if it works, maybe?
Possibly a live stream. They do have the gear to live stream from there.
I'm pretty sure
Maybe.
I've seen them. There you go.
All right, you never know. We'll see what we can pull off at the last minute. Also, coming out very soon, this Sunday, I think, is a plan.
Yeah.
Finally. What'd you say? That's right. Ray. Oh, shit. Year and a half in the fucking works. But finally, you get the full length. And actually, the other full length first time was longer and it was better. Anyway, cool. We got the interview with Ray finally. We saw the teaser, the snippet from the Weeds Get Together. This is the actual throwdown itself. Looking forward to that. So we'll make that come out on Sunday, as well as we'll make the show announcement. The official show announcement will come out on Sunday with all of the guests and the segments and the products. Somebody to smoke some weed with from.
Yeah. But we have flight.
Flights coming through. You saw them on the special from 420. You saw I think Adam and the flight girls came through in their flight attendant uniforms, and they got a vape pen, and it should be pretty fun.
Try it on the show.
Also, Sunday,
You better call your mom.
it is Mother's Day.
Sunday is Mother's Day.
Sunday is Mother's Day.
Call your mother.
So you better call your mama.
Call your mom.
Right. Speaking of Mother's Day,
Oh,
Loud, aren't you your mom?
I'm mom.
Right.
Right.
So happy early Mother's Day.
Thank you. Right.
Do I get you a dab? Do I?
No.
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 What do you get somebody else for Mother's Day when they're like not any related to you or your kid?
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. High
haven't
five.
been- yeah, there we go.
Okay,
I
high
like
five.
that. I like the high fives. That's a.
Okay. So
Still doing it.
congratulations
Thanks.
for
Yeah, no. It's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we think she's probably using the day since you're not here to go do shopping for some presents for you.
Hopefully, we'll find out. She's 2, so I hope she can actually make it to the door and press the elevator button down now. So I got to keep an eye on her and make sure everything's
So breakfast in bed's probably a little advanced.
a little advanced, but we'll get there eventually. We'll get to pancakes one day.
Well, shouts to you and baby Jenny. This is like you and like fresh out the box right there.
Yeah, that's little Rory.
Still smell like a new car.
Yeah.
Oh, a little pink blanket
No
items.
flamingos. That's
Right.
Rory. It was about 2 days old. 2 days.
Right, you look fucking high.
Yeah, they give you some pretty crazy drugs when you're going through that. It's yeah. You don't
Yikes.
really remember, like, people, like, don't really remember the pain. Like, they ask you and you talk about it later. You don't really remember the pain because it's all, like, I don't know.
You block it out because it's so traumatic?
Maybe that, but yeah. Yeah, no, I had a C-section, so they kind of, like, really doped me out with some drugs and cut me open and, you know,
Sliced out a person.
sliced out a little person. And
I just would have got pizza delivered. That'd have been way quicker. Anyway, whatever. I don't really know what it could as a kid if they can't buy stuff or make breakfast in bed, but whatever. It was
they'll
alright.
get there one day, and when they do, you appreciate it so much more.
Because then it's just, I don't gotta do it for the first time
Yeah.
in so many years.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at 2, it's alright. I didn't start doing that shit till I was like, I guess, 6 or 7. So she got a couple minutes. Roy, I'll be on your ass though. You know it. On your ass.
Breakfast in bed, kid.
That's right. But you're gonna call your mom,
I'm going to call my mom.
right? Do you want to call your mom right now?
I should call her right now.
Well, she is in Ontario. Maybe she needs me to bring some stuff out there with them. Why don't you get her on the phone? Get that microphone on over here. Bring that over here to the table here. That's right. I'm calling this little bit. Call your mama. Let's see if we can get a hold of Mrs. Loudonio. Mrs. Loudonio, there's a call for you. Let's see if we can get Mama on the phone here. Have a little chat, a little pre-early call, because you know sometimes weekends are busy. So you can
Time
get-
differences as well, too.
Right. Let's see if we can catch her.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
You're on speakerphone right now.
I am I?
Yeah, we're on the weekly webcast Expert Joints Live that I started co-hosting that I told you about.
Yeah, I know, I've watched you a couple of times.
Oh, yeah? What do you think about it?
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Hey, all right.
Rather smoky in there some days, though.
We try. I
Yeah.
got a reputation to uphold.
Oh, is that what it is?
So, do you need anything from here? Can I bring you a bag of goodies or anything like that?
A bag of goodies? No, I know probably somebody else that would like some.
How's Michelle doing?
She's fine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's probably the one that wants the goodies.
Ah.
I don't need anything.
Shouts to my younger sister, Michelle. Oh, yeah?
Pardon? What's that?
No, I'm just saying hi to Michelle.
Oh, yeah, Michelle.
So I have to say, like, after, like, what do you think of, like, me doing all this stuff? Like, you saw me after I had my surgery and, like, how drugged up I was from all, like, the painkillers and everything they given me, and you saw me use cannabis. Like, what are your thoughts of, like, you know, being a mom?
Well,
and,
it helped you. It helped you, didn't it?
oh, yeah.
Just watching the improvement in that short time when I was there, that first time out there, right?
Yeah.
It helps people. That's proven. And you hear about it all the time, that it does work, right?
Oh, 100%. Now, you've adjusted to the fact of me smoking weed. And you
Yeah.
didn't like when I was younger. Not too much, anyways.
No. That stuff stinks.
I'm waiting for you to say that. Nothing.
We were waiting for you to say that.
Waiting for you to say that.
It's like the magic word of the day.
Yeah.
It stinks.
That's all right. My mom says similar.
Because what?
My mom says about the same.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
How old were you when you first tried, like, did you try smoking weed? How old were you?
How old was I? I only tried once.
I know, and
I
then
was probably, wasn't your age now. No, I was younger than that. Only once I did that.
and then I gave you the pop brownie when you were out here last time when you came and visited
Oh
me.
yeah, that was a thrill, yeah.
But it helped your
Yeah.
knees though.
Oh yeah, it helped my knees, but yeah, it made me all go dingy that day. Remember that?
Yeah, no, I
You were-
remember that.
You were sleeping, and Rory was sleeping, and it was like, I think I'm having a heart attack or something, right?
Yeah, you definitely thought that you were, you know, not feeling well. That was pretty funny. But
Yeah, I know.
But since then, you've decided that you use other kinds of like cannabis stuff as well, though.
Yeah, that cream I like.
Yeah.
That the green stuff for aches and pains and stuff. But I don't need another one either, because that other one that I have now, it's not as runny anymore,
Oh, there
which
you
is
go.
pretty good.
Good.
And I've been putting it on my thing where my ankle got hurt,
Yeah.
and it actually makes it feel better.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I told you you
Yeah.
should start using it more.
Yeah, I did. I'm going to put it on when I go home again tonight now.
Good, good.
Yeah, it works. It works.
All right, so last question I gotta ask you. Who do you think started smoking weed first, Michelle or me?
I thought it was you.
Yeah, thank you. No.
But then it's been proven the other way, though, has it not? I was what? I was corrected, wasn't I?
Yes, you were a few times or another.
Yes, that's right. But yeah, I thought it was you. You're the older one.
Yeah, it seems to be that
Right?
way. Yeah.
Huh?
Well.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wanted to call and say hi and Happy Mother's Day.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You having a smoke now?
Absolutely.
absolutely.
One of the Canadars or just another thing?
No, just a joint right now.
Oh, okay. Just a joint. Okay.
Just a joint.
We can smoke one on Saturday when you come see me at the Cannabis Life Conference if you want.
I won't be going there.
Oh.
They don't smoke inside. You can go.
We can
No,
go
I'm not.
smoke outside.
No, I can't. I'm working.
Oh.
Aw.
What about Sunday?
Yeah.
Well,
Sunday?
Yeah, what about Sunday?
Sunday's Mother's Day.
I know, we'll come celebrate it together. I'll
There
bring
you go.
Yeah.
Michelle, and you can go with Mother's Day.
Me and Michelle can go. Well, we'll think about that.
Okay.
Tickets
we'll
are on
think
me if
about
you
that.
go.
Yeah, we'll make sure you get in VIP
All right.
styles.
I love you, Mom.
Okay, I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Freddie Pritchard, free the weed! How's the free weed, Freddie? We all know you got the free weed now. Good to see you, bro. We were just shouting you out earlier and paying respects for having me on the show. You turned that off for half a second. Dude, you're an ace. You're an ace. Yes, that was Jen's mom. Hey, brother, how are you? If you rewind back a little while, you hear me singing the praises of being on your show and thanking you very much for all that. And also talking about your appearance at the Marijuana March and your video on top of the fire truck. Super cool.
Congratulations on your 100th episode as well,
Man,
too.
that's a big deal. Even though in the replay you see it was always the 001 episode. We should have, what I meant behind is we should have put like the 1 behind the couch here, the 0 behind the couch there, and the 0 behind the couch there, but I thought it was a little bit tight, but if we fit him back in there, it probably would have been better for the long run for the show. But anyway, y'all get the gist. It don't matter. Free the weed. Watch my man every Sunday, 4 o'clock on YouTube, the One Man Smoke Show. So we call your mama.
We should call my mama.
I guess it's only right if we call my mama. Let's see what we got
Let's
here.
hear what she has to say about this.
Yeah, this is gonna be funny. I hope. You never know. See if she even answered the phone. You're late. You were supposed to call me 20 minutes ago.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, what are you doing?
Just cleaning up the kitchen, finished dinner.
How's Parker?
Good.
What did you guys?
Really good.
What did you guys do today?
Nothing. We had a quiet day. We walked a bit. We didn't like the rain, and we came back and we slept and we ate.
There you
We
go.
had rice and
Good.
well, we had rice and veggies and all that. Oh, he's right here. I came into the bedroom. He's right here. Nice to meet you. How are you? How's your show going?
Good. We're still doing it right now. Actually, you're live on speakerphone in front of thousands and thousands of viewers. Anything you want to say to anyone?
Hi.
That's about kind of what I figured. I appreciate you answering the phone. Hello. Hello.
Well,
Way to make an opening entrance. Jesus.
is everyone enjoying the show?
I think they are. At least the people who are watching. The
It looks like it.
The few people in the chat room are actually thinking this is kind of funny. But a few people were like, what does this show come to? And I said, I know, it's just rapidly falling downhill. But I gotta ask, so what do you think of all this Craig X and Expert Joints hoopla there, Mother?
Well,
Yeah, be honest.
probably not what I wanted you to do growing up. It probably wasn't what I thought. Well, I sure hope my son on pot TV. But it's not up to me what you do. It's up to you what you do. You like it. You're smart about it. You're knowledgeable. You're passionate. So, what can I say? Perhaps it's just a phase. I don't know. Anything. You're good at what you do. You love talking, broadcasting, and interviewing, and being in that forum. So, good for you.
It's sort of been my jam since about grade 2, hasn't it, really?
Yes, know that it would be on pot TV, but whatever.
Well, you know, trying to get a gig as a TV weatherman is harder than it looks, all right, Princess? And, you know, I got to say, you know, as I appreciate that, I'm a little disappointed you didn't come to the studio and do this live. I saved a big fat joint for you to smoke and everything.
Well, you see, I don't really like the smell. I don't like that skunky smell. I get all choked up. And so, you know, that's why. Plus, I don't want everybody to look at me.
Well, too bad they're looking at you right now. We got a picture. We got a picture of you looking, well, a little younger, holding some little fucker with blonde hair and a diaper full of duty. What's this all about?
No duty. I never allowed it. They were always clean. Oh, I know the one you mean. That was your first birthday, July 13th, 1975. So you were 1 year old. I woke up that morning and I was really sick. I had a terrible throat. I hardly could talk. And I said, perhaps this should be canceled, but we decided, no, that's not how we want his first birthday to be remembered, because it was only the only grandchild on both sides. 20 people were coming over. So I got up, sucked it up, made a cake, coffee. All the people came over. We had lots of fun. He got tons of presents, opened them all. I don't think he could open very well, but we opened them. And then we all carried on laughing, chatting, chit-chatting, and then someone said, hey, where's Craig? So there you were in the kitchen, in the other room, and you'd taken all the pots and pans out of the cupboard, which was your favorite thing to do, and you were playing with the pots and pans. Like, who needs Fisher Price, right? When you got pots and pans. So anyway, that's that day.
Well, shouts to Lagostina for holding it down on my first birthday.
I don't think they were Lagostina. Probably couldn't afford Lagostina back then.
Well,
I was only 24 in that picture.
well, you're looking good. Actually, speaking of looking good, for a couple people might have seen you at the Cannabis Life Conference last year, and they might have seen you, but now I'm going to flash another picture of you. So do y'all see the resemblance, or do you see where I get my fantastic genes from? I don't want to blow you up too much there, but so can I ask a question? Can we say it out loud? You
gotta tell us the secret.
Yeah, what is the secret? Because you're in your, dare I say it out loud, mid-60s, and look at that photo.
I'm 66.
66 years old, look at that photo.
No.
Wow.
That wasn't at the conference, was it?
No. This is a conference of you looking out of the balcony. It's like a Christmas thing around your scarf or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, looking out at that was in Vancouver, yes.
right? So anyway, well, I do appreciate the fact that you at least are willing to give it a try and you supporting me the best that you can. And to that end, okay, so you've got Crohn's, you've got Behçet's, and there are ways that cannabis can help with that. You know, I've tried a couple of ways. There's a whole bunch of new ways, and I would love to be able to try and help with that. And I'm hoping that as the journey continues, you'll at least keep an open mind for me, would you?
Yes, as long as I don't have to smoke it.
Okay. So you don't want to smoke it, you don't want to get high, but other than that, you're open to it. All right.
Oh, yeah. I'll take care. And I mean, I do put Buddha butter on my bad finger.
You that Miss Envy Buddha butter? What do you think of that stuff?
I love it. And Dan puts it on his sore knee, and we're Buddha butter lovers.
There you go. Buddha
With the
love.
Buddha butter.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much. I got to wrap up the show. I guess we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Yes, thank you again for everything you do and did and still do, and I love you.
Shouts to
I
Momma
love you
Ex.
too.
Oh, wait, one more thing. I'll make sure how to say a J at the conference this weekend. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to seeing you again in July.
Is he in Toronto?
Yeah, Handsome Jay is going to be in Toronto, but he'll be in July at the Weston Bay Shore too, so I'll get a picture with you.
I just probably won't be able to make it that day.
I don't worry, I'll FaceTime you this weekend. Early in the morning.
Oh, yeah, when I look my best.
Yeah, perfect. All right. I'll smell you later.
Don't forget, everybody, to say Happy Mother's Day on
Happy
Sunday.
Mother's Day.
That's right, y'all. You better call your mama. That's the segment. That's the jam. That's my
But
mom.
every day. See, I'm lucky I have a son who calls me more than Mother's Day. But make every day special, not just Mother's Day.
Sound expert advice from Momma Ex. All right, I gotta go.
Okay.
All right. Bye. So call your moms. Right. That was fun. That's it, basically, then. Thanks to Roji.
Thanks, Roji.
Thanks to Tim. Thanks to you. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to moms. All that sort of stuff. We appreciate it. For more information on most of these people, not my mom or your mom, though. No, but Roji _concentrates, Pacific _Gasco are the things you look at on the Instagram, as well as original Saltwater Cowboy. And then if you're over on Twitter, go look at Potholler Tim. That will take you to our fellers. Good peoples all around. Expertchoice.com across the .com and the Insta social media book to grams, as well as Twitter and Instagram for Loudonio over here.
Yep.
And then
Cannabis Life Network. Production courtesies, Production Life Network.
That's right, production assistance. Thank you to our friends Cannabis Life Network who've been watching at Canna Life Net. They'll be with us Saturday at the Vapor Central get together, the Shin Diggery. Should be a good time. We appreciate you being there. Hopefully we'll see you. Otherwise you'll watch the video and that'll be cool. And you watch these videos on Pot TV because of people like Prop King Seeds and Miss Envy Botanicals who help get the Pot TV studio where it needs to be and keep it there and keep the shows coming for you. Also, thank you, Sublimator, to the rig. We appreciate that. I like smoking on that thing. It's versatile. What's on Pot TV? Look! The graphic is there, and I got it right. I did it last week, but still, I'm happy with myself. The Royal Hour with Kush Queen, 2 o'clock on Sundays. The 420 Lifestyle goes down Monday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, and Wednesday, Under the Influence at 4 o'clock. Then us.
Expert Choice Live on 420s on Thursdays.
And Friday, Cannabis Culture News at 4 o'clock.
CannabisCulture.com, CannabisCultureHQ.com. And
Cannabis Culture and Pot TV, Instagram, Pot TV Network.
make sure you support all them cats, everything that they're doing. We appreciate it. Hey, look, 625. That's one of the getting pretty closest we've been on in a minute. I don't know. But thank you guys, everybody, for doing here. Yes, Peter S., you got here just in time. Aspo, Al Robinson, Marvis Parmas, Tish. Pass me this slice pizza. That shit was actually pretty good this week. I can't even lie. Hope you enjoyed it, son. I can't believe you won. But hopefully we'll see you this weekend. Also, K420K. If you want to come, get me. I'll get you on a list. But you got to like do it tonight or tomorrow. Actually, you should really try and do it tonight. I'm busy as fuck tomorrow. I'm flying and shit. Toronto.
Check it out.
We'll see you next week, episode 93. In the meantime,
Hit the music.